So, hello po, good evening po everyone. Good evening scholars. No, so especially po sa ating mga graduating together with Sir Chris. Super later po we will introduce him. So, welcome po sa ating town hall meeting for the month of June. No, so kung mapapansin po natin lahat ng mga nandito is mga graduating from different courses. So, thank you for joining. Um, And then, proceed na po tayo sa ating agenda for tonight. Okay, so sa ating agenda, meron po tayong 5 agendas. So, Agenda 1, discussion with Sir Christopher Lu. Agenda 2, announcements. Agenda 3, placement program. Agenda 4, requirements for graduating scholars. And Agenda 5, kumustahan. Okay, to start, I will call Sir Von to introduce Sir Chris.
Hello po, good evening to everyone. Let me share my slides lang po real quick. Ayan. So, okay. Ayan. So, good evening po sa ating lahat. Sa ating mga DMC scholars, to Sir Chris, and kala Ma'am Jen, kala Ma'am Je, and kala Sir Rodel. And ayun, sa mga scholars natin, nag-graduate na finally sa coming months natin. Ako nung una magka-congratulations with everyone. Congratulations po. Yay! Virtual claps. Everyone. And then ayun. So ako po si Von, yung bagong program staff ng Rani's Y Foundation, and I will be handling yung placement program natin. And along with that is the alumni placement program. So if you need any concerns about the upcoming parang mga ipepresent natin dito, or if you want to be connected with our affiliate companies, just send us an email. No, ito yung email ko, tsaka yung Viber ko. You can contact me personally. So now, let me introduce a very important person natin today. Kasama natin ngayon si Mr. Christopher Lu, or pwede natin siyang tawaging Sir Chris, or Sir Christopher. Siya po yung Human Resources for Talent Acquisition ng Semirara Mining and Power Company, isa sa mga leading mining and energy companies sa bansa natin. Si Sir Chris or si Mr. Lu ay may experience sa pag-recruit ng candidates both dito sa Philippines and sa Canada. Kaya ako feeling ko marami talaga siyang magbibigay na very helpful tips tungkol sa pag-a-apply ng trabaho and sa pagharap ng mga job interviews. And then he will also share some job opportunities na available sa company nila ngayon. Yun. So now, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Christopher Lu. Hi, Sir Chris. Kamusta po?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for letting me come and speak to you this evening. So I will share my screen. And okay. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yep.
Yes,
All right, great. Thanks. So yes, today I will kind of be giving you my topic, which is job hunting smarter. So basically, today we're going to talk about three things. First, we'll talk about resumes, kind of how to construct it and help you increase your chances of actually securing an interview. Second, we will be talking about applying. So instead of just applying for hundreds of positions, maybe you can apply to less positions and actually increase your chances of getting an interview. And then third, we'll actually talk about interviews, how to prepare, how to present yourself, and common mistakes recruiters can see right through. And it's good that you guys are starting right before you leave college, so you guys know what to fix before most people. So to begin, let's talk about let's have a quick thinking exercise. So in the chat, can you try to answer these three questions? I'll give you 1 minute. Okay. Looks like we're getting some answers. 30 seconds to 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 1 minute. All right. Last 10 seconds, 1 minute. Let's see what you guys are gonna say. 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 1 minute. All right, three, two, one, and okay, are you guys ready? So actually, you guys are kind of aiming a little high. So a recruiter actually takes about 10, less than 10 seconds to screen a resume. And how many applications can a recruiter go through a day? About 100 to 200 applications per day. And how many people does a recruiter invite for an interview? About five, but that's already kind of high. So I hope that's kind of a reality check for you guys, knowing that your future and your life can change in that less than 10 seconds.
Okay, got it.
All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about resumes. So it's very important that you structure your resume very neatly. So my first recommendation is on the top, always have your demographic details. This will include your name, your address, contact information, and any networking sites or portfolio or links that can show the recruiter your work. So it's important to give as much information as possible because recruiters don't look just for your experience. Sometimes they have preferences on if they like to hire young or if they like to hire someone within the city or outside the city. So put as much details as possible. Second, for your past experience, put any relevant work experience, including internships, volunteering, and organizations. As you can see, I've put relevant underlined because it's so important to make sure that you don't give unnecessary information. A recruiter will look at your information and see, hey, does this person have actual relevant experience? And if not, you get screened out right away. So always put the relevant work experience. Number three, education. Here, this is where you obviously add in your where you went to college and what courses you took. And this is a good chance to actually include your any achievements you earned. So maybe your GPA, if you're proud of it, or any awards you won at school, even extracurriculars. You can put down basketball, or if you were members of any clubs, or even you ran any clubs. That's also really important. And this is also a good time to list down any certification or licenses you have. So if you're a CPA for accountants, engineering, medical, this is where you would put it. And then number four, I think this is something actually for me personally, and a lot of other recruiters, we've started to kind of look more of what you do outside of your time. So this is a good time to actually show, are you taking any online courses outside of work? Are you taking online courses? Are you taking in person? Is it actually relevant to your to what you're applying for? Are you taking any workshops? Did you ever complete those workshops? Those are really important things to put down because that's what will make you stand out from the other candidates. All right, so let's move on to some quick tips when you're revising your resume. So first, we're gonna keep it simple, okay? So I like to use this acronym, keep it simple, stupid, because as a recruiter, I don't really like to have to read through your resume. Remember, I'm looking at your resume for maybe 5 seconds. So if you keep it simple, the more likely I will actually read it. Long and over bloated resumes tend to overwhelm recruiters, and that will automatically kind of screen you out because no recruiter's going to end up looking at a 2-page resume. So keep it simple. In your past experience section, highlight your achievement more than responsibilities. That's how you can stand out from the rest. So here you would use enticing words like in charge of instead of handled and stepped up instead of assisted. Keeping changing those words and playing showcase more of what you were doing and that position rather than making it seem like you were just doing something everyone else can do. And then make sure that your experience and skills are matching the job description of the role you applied for. In my experience, this is the most common mistake people commit. When they apply for a position, they actually don't know what they're applying for. So um, when I'm interviewing people, I can kind of get a sense if the person knows if they applied just by the way they answer. If they seem not too sure um, when I ask very specific questions, I usually end up asking them if they've actually read the job description. And to be quite honest, you never want a recruiter to ask if you've read the job description. So please read the job description and make sure that your resume is tailor fitted to that job. All right. Now let's just talk about applying. So when you're applying, again, tailor make your resume to fit the role you're applying for. Because most recruiters want someone that already knows what they're getting into. And when you tailor make your resume, it shows that you actually did the research, you read it, and that you're qualified for the job. And if you ever are hesitant for applying a job, I would say it's better to apply than not because 100% of the jobs you don't apply for, you just won't get. So you might as well shoot your shot. Third, I would actually recommend researching the company. Even send them a message showing interest. To be quite honest, and I think I do this kind of innately, I actually, sorry about that. So, I would actually research the company, and even try to find their contact information and their email, so I could send them an email. I actually respond to most people that send me a message, and I actually am more enticed to actually offer them a job interview because they show interest. And I think that's something that's really important to a recruiter is when a candidate shows interest. So you should guys should also really the company once you apply. And last, I think when you're applying, you want to hope for the best, but expect the worst. And that way you'll never be disappointed. Um, you know, you're gonna maybe apply for 10 jobs, you might get an interview for maybe one of them. So hope, but also don't be so excited. All right. Now let's talk about ways to apply for work. So, you're graduating students already, you're graduating. Um, it's kind of overwhelming to apply for jobs and how do you even begin to look for work? Well, the good thing about you guys is, you're scholars that are, sorry, you're part of a program that is interconnected with all these companies. And you should maybe reach out to your professors, maybe even your program directors, and see if they're willing to refer you. In Canada, most people are actually referred. So I think most of the people that have their jobs were usually referred to by a friend, a colleague, a classmate. So it actually wouldn't really be a bad thing to ask for help and ask to be recommended by a friend, professor, and whatnot. Second is LinkedIn. So the good thing about LinkedIn is most major companies use it. So you can upload your resume, and apply within 30 seconds. This is good for mass. This is good for mass applying, but I would recommend that when you apply, you should really research the company you're applying for. Because if they invite you for a job interview, they'll know if you've read the job description or even researched about the company, because they will ask you questions about that. Job Street, kind of the same thing. You can basically apply on a very small time frame. I think you can apply in Job Street within a minute. Uh, Company websites. So actually, um, most companies actually usually look at their own career pages and their own inboxes more than they do LinkedIn or JobStreet. So I would actually recommend by going to a company's website, seeing if they have their own career portal, somewhere where you can submit your resume, and I would apply through there because most companies want don't want to look through LinkedIn or JobStreet because it's really expensive. So to increase your chances, go through the company website. And number five, maybe now that you guys are kind of exiting college, this might not really apply, but career fairs. Career fairs are a good way of networking. You can meet all the recruiters, learn about the company face to face, and kind of submit your resume, and you get automatically put into their talent pool. So basically, you're on their mind for any future openings. So let's move on to interviewing. So interviewing is kind of, I would say, the hardest part of applying for a job because when you're interviewing, you're basically a salesman, except you're kind of selling yourself. How do you convince this person, me, the recruiter, that you are the best candidate among 100 people? Well, I'll give you some tips. So first, let's talk about preparing for the interview. I cannot stress this enough. Research about the company. Look into their core business and subsidiaries. See if they do any outreach programs, any employee engagement. Even try to learn about their work culture. If you go to a company's career page, they will have all that. So I highly recommend that you put some time into looking into the company. And then I would also research common questions asked during an interview. This is so you are kind of aware of what will be asked of you. And I would especially look for ones regarding the position you're interviewing for. So if you're interviewing for an accounting job, learn what these recruiters will ask you on the job, about the job. Specifically, sh- uh, look for look for ways to answer the question that highlight your skills, because that's what's more important. And I would recommend about having 3 questions to ask at the end of the interview. Some common questions to ask or to consider are you can actually ask the recruiter about their work experience working for the company. Many recruiters love to talk about how they started, what it's like to work for them, uh, how it kind of changed their life. So don't be scared to ask them about their feelings toward the company. Ask about the benefits. It will show that you're really considering this company. Ask them what other benefits will you get other than salary? Ask them if they have healthcare. Ask them if they have a free gym. Just ask. And then third, I would actually ask what kind of person are they looking for? This will help them understand that you seriously want the job. So you can change, I wouldn't say change, but you know how to behave if they were to hire you. It shows that you're proactive in thinking of the future. It shows that if you were to be hired, you will take the any necessary steps to fit into their culture. And then lastly, I would recommend you practice your answers in the mirror, or you can actually ask someone to help mock interview you. Um, Something that my colleague actually recommends is that you ask your best friend, because your best friend is not scared to tell you what's wrong with you. So I would very much recommend you practice with your friend or even a professor, uh, classmate. Just try to practice so you don't get nervous and you know what to expect from an interview. And no matter how many times and how many ways you practice, it gets easier. Every interview will get easier the more you do it. All right. So let's kind of talk about now with online and in person. So here, online, I would recommend having stable internet, because the last thing the recruiter wants to go through is your internet connection just coming in and out and then trying different ways to have to be able to talk to you. And speaking of that, you should also make sure that you have quiet surroundings. So basically, no pets, loud children, or family around that could possibly distract you from your interview. And always look towards your video camera. It's really awful if you kind of look the other way, or you do, it just seems like you're not that interested or that you're nervous, which is just as bad. Um, and always clarify with the interviewer, is it a phone interview or a video interview? That way, if it's a video interview, you can prepare. So, um, in person, let's hygiene's probably the most important. I would recommend obviously showering before and making sure that you are wearing nice and comfortable clothing. And sorry. Yeah, so to talk more about that, basically, when with hygiene and clothing, your appearance, sorry, your appearance shows how much you actually care, essentially. So if you don't shower and you don't try to at least groom yourself before an interview, a recruiter will take that I wouldn't say personally, but they will take that as a really strong indication that you do not really care to be in this position, because to be honest, you are probably one of the thousands of people that applied for that job. So if you don't even have the decency to kind of present yourself in a respectable manner, they'll really kind of see that as a disrespect. And to kind of talk about direction, kind of being on time, always arrive early and know the directions to your interview. Research it days before. Plan your routes. Make sure you arrive at the venue at least 15 minutes early. Trust me, there's nothing that can put off a recruiter more than a tardied or a late interview. Because most probably, if you're late for an interview, they're probably not going to even let you not even actually talk to you. So keep that in mind. And for both, I would recommend volume control. So you don't want to be too loud or too soft. You want to find the right volume to speak in. Body language. You want to be able to kind of present yourself in a more confident and, I wouldn't say dominant manner, but if you have nervous behavior, they will kind of see that as a negative. And the recruiter, the recruiter will probably try to make you less nervous, but if you just can't calm yourself down, then you probably are not going to make the best impression. So that's why I reiterate, practice your answers, practice your body language. And again, as much as I keep reiterating this, please research about the company you're interviewing for. I will tell you, in my personal experience recruiting, I have screened people out because they do not know what our company does. I don't want you guys to lose a job because you didn't give 30 minutes to read about a company that you're interviewing for. And trust me, I know I say it a lot, but you don't understand how many people actually don't do this. So please be the difference. And make sure that you have a good night's sleep the night before. This way, you won't be too stressed out and tired and grumpy during the actual interview. So prioritize getting a good night's sleep. All right. And here are some small tips, but actually make a big impact. Think before you answer. It's okay to just take a second to think about your answer. All you have to say is if a recruiter asks you a question, you just have to say, "Hey, give me 1 second, let me think about it." That's fine. What you don't want to do is answer right away and just say a bunch of words that don't really make sense, because that's just as bad. All right. Be ready for questions that will make you look bad. Not every question is meant to make you look good. And that's okay because we're human, we're not perfect. So what they're looking for is to see, can you see the imperfections in yourself? So there's going to be questions, and these are questions I ask. Why shouldn't we hire you? Don't ever answer a question like that and say there is no reason, because there's many reasons why I shouldn't hire someone. They don't they don't currently work in this company, so how am I going to know that they're actually going to be good? Um, what are your weaknesses? It's okay to be honest. A recruiter will more likely give you the job if you're honest than if you try to showcase, oh, I have no weaknesses. Work too hard. You never want to say stuff like that because not only do you sound a bit egotistical when you say that, it shows that you really can't look at yourself and say, hey, these things are not perfect about me. That shows that you can't even be honest with yourself. How can you be honest with them? And I think another thing that most people, especially young college graduates, think is they expect the company to actually teach them the skills that they should already know for the job. So don't expect the company to teach you, especially skills that you should already know for the role. This is why it's so important to take courses outside of your work life when you're not doing any in your free time. Take extra courses, no matter what it is. If it's a beginner course, build up your skill. If it's an advanced course, great. You probably are learning stuff that people your age are not learning, because this a company doesn't want to spend money and doesn't want to spend time teaching you what you should already know. So when I ask people, why should we hire you? You never want to answer because I want to learn. That's probably what will really destroy that one sentence is what destroys your entire interview. All right. And what do you do if you don't have a job yet? So, I mean, you guys are about to graduate. I don't think all of you guys are going to have jobs when you leave and graduate. So, what are things you can do? As I said, take online courses. Take free online courses. Anything helps. Enhance the skills you have. Even try to learn new ones. Companies are really looking for people who are multifaceted. What does that mean? Basically, that's people who are multi-skilled in different departments. In HR, we're looking for people that have good communications, but also have really good design skills. In IT, we look for people who know how to code, but we also look for people that know accounting as well. So try to learn something beyond your field. And trust me, I know it will pay off. You can also freelance. Try to, you know, surrender your services to anyone that will need help. Uh, it can be for a small fee, even for free, but it helps build you your brand and your skills. And try to look for a free internship. That's probably one that will actually help you guarantee a job because not only will the company help you, you're more likely to end up working for that company if you actually do a good job. And last thing I would want to say is if you don't have a job yet, keep attending stuff like this, these job talks, because guess what? You guys are probably doing a lot already. You, I, we've just met. So now, guess what? I know who you are, and let's talk about our company. So, I'm part of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, and we're affiliates for DMCI Power and all these other um, companies. And if you think that I just recruit for Semirara, that's actually wrong. We at Semirara, we actually help recruit for all these companies. So, that's good. Now you guys have an in with not just this company, but all these companies. So that's great. Now let's talk about what, but I want to focus more on what these companies are looking for. So, um, I actually was able to get a list of what you guys are graduating, and here's kind of what we're looking for at these companies. So, we're always looking for accountants, especially for corporate governance, audit, finance, treasury. Um, it's always something that we want to hire, and we always look for new talent. For psychology, human resources. All companies need a human resources. So why not try to, recruit like me or develop the talent in these companies? Communications, corporate communications. That's very important because how are we going to look good if our company has a bad reputation? Your job would be to make us look better. Of course, engineers. We are primarily an engineering company, so we're always looking for like civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, industrial engineers. A lot of our human resources are actually industrial engineers, so that even might be something to consider. Agriculture and biosystems engineer. DMCI has a lot of agriculture companies. Semirara does a lot of reforestation. So agriculture is also something we try to look for. Nursing. Yeah, at Semirara, we're looking for nurses for the mine site. Um, we we try to use these lists and we try to come up with talent. So because we want you guys to apply for these jobs because Suhai actually gives really good candidates. So if you guys are in these programs, I would really urge you to consider reaching out and just having a chat with me or one of my colleagues and just seeing where you might fit. So let me just talk a bit more about Semirara and the Mining Power Corporation. Let me just talk to you about kind of what it's like to work for us, kind of what the day to day looks like, and what do you get for working. So because we are a mining company, we're actually we're urgently looking for people to work in the mine site. So, what is the benefit of working at a mine site? Well, when you work in a mine site, you actually get to experience both in the office and on the field experience. So you're not just in the office all day and you're not in just the field all day. I think that's the healthiest balance is you get to work outside, you get to work in the office. So you're never fully, how do I say it? It's never routine. You don't know what to expect from the next week and moving forward. Um, what else? Because the mine site is located in Antique, which is near Iloilo, there's actually a thriving community within that island where that mine is. And you get to kind of immerse yourself in their culture and the local people. This kind of leads to more awareness and appreciation for what the company not only is doing for them, but what they do for the company. And kind of to talk about future, what working on the mindset can help you actually is it shows that you're willing to relocate to areas you're not familiar with. It shows that and it shows loyalty to recruiters. Basically, you can actually increase your chances for a job if you show that you're willing to move to a different place, because most people are not willing to do that, especially people with families, kids. You guys are young. So I highly encourage you to look into taking at least maybe 1 year, 2 years, live in a different place. And I can guarantee you it will only make you look better. At the mine site, what do we offer? We offer free accommodation, so basically free housing. Uh, we also offer free gym and recreation. So I think there's tennis, swimming, boxing, mostly sports. I think there's even like a ping pong league. Sorry, table tennis. All right. So free food for prof techs and above. So basically, if you are a prof tech, sorry, a professional or a technical employee, you basically get free food. So that's actually one expense more that you don't have to worry about. And if you're a professional or a technical employee, you get home leave. I think it's for about 5 days per quarter. So basically, the company will pay for you to go home and you can come back. And then what else? So, what positions do we have open right now? As of today, these are the what we're urgently looking for. So, as we're looking for a performance management specialist for HR. So, any psychology, industrial engineering students, I would highly encourage you to apply for that. And then yeah, we're looking for a technical trainer. So this is actually cool because you'll be part of the HR, but you'll also be part of the tech, the mechanics department. So that's actually really good too. We're also looking for nurses and midwives for the mine site. And we're looking for mechanical engineers, basically, for machines. And then here in Makati, here's the positions we have open right now that we're also urgently looking for. So we're looking for a tax and compliance officer. So this is for accounting. We're looking for an AGS specialist, so an administrative and general specialist service. So basically, you're an admin. But yeah, the business admins, engineers, even psychology students, highly recommend you um, apply for a job like that, because being an AGS is actually kind of putting your foot in the door and you can branch out to kind of almost anything you want to after. And then kind of this one might be a little harder for you guys to get, especially as a fresh grad, but we're also looking for a risk and quality manager. So if you're an engineering student or an accounting student, I would recommend applying for this job. So at least uh, if you submit your resume to us, we'll always consider you for future openings. All right. And yeah, so that's kind of the end of my presentation. I'm really sorry if I took a lot of your time. But one last thing I would like to ask is you guys connect with us. Send us an email at this email right here. Just say you're from Suhai, you were part of this talk, send your resume, um, introduce yourself, and let's see. Let's try to find you a fit. So I would also recommend following our Facebook page for any openings. We keep that at real time. So whenever we have an open position, we say something right away. So follow us at SMPs at Facebook. Visit us on LinkedIn and JobStreet. So yeah, is there any questions? before I end? No? All right, going once, going twice. All right. Well, I'd like first to thank Miss Jen, Miss Sir Gabe, and Sir Vaughn for allowing me to speak with you guys today. I hope that you were able to pick up at least something. Yeah, and please feel free to reach out to those emails. And yeah, just introduce yourself and let's try to have a chat. All right. Well, thank you very much and have a good night.
Okay, thank you so much po, Sir Chris. Ayan, so to our scholars, if you're very interested, no, in applying in the positions na nakalista doon, just send them your email or resume. And syempre, in sending your resume or CV, try to take note kung ano yung mga tinuro sa atin ni Sir Topher. And then, ayun, if you have any questions or concerns, just chat us sa Viber or through our email. Thank you so much po.
Thank you so much, Sir Von, Sir Christopher. Thank you for your time and effort po to share your knowledge and to share po yung mga opportunities po from different companies po. We really appreciate your time po and effort to discuss it with us po for our scholars po of Suhai. Thank you so much po. Okay, so let's proceed for our next agenda, scholars. So for our agenda 2, let's proceed sa ating mga announcement. So submission for June 2025. So ayan, sa lahat ng ating may mga awards na na-receive yan. So sabit na po tayo sa ating newsletter. And then next announcement po. Ayan, so ang ating SDP, Scholar Development Program, so it's all about session on decision making process and thinking approaches, part 2. So, yung mga iba nakapag-attend, almost naman, no? Lahat nakapag-attend. So, may assignment kayo, so make sure na nakagawa, no? Before mag-join on June 14 and required po lahat. This is via Zoom. Ayan, so ayan sobrang helpful ng discussion 'no. So hope nakatulong talaga sa bawat isa. So ayan, yung resource speaker natin sa ating SDP is si Mr. Basil Ronald Soriao pa rin po. Okay, so ayan, next announcement po. Okay, so since mga graduating po kayo, so yung may mga journal and essay na hindi pa po nakakapagpasa dun sa G Drive natin. So, magpasa na po. So, I'll check it po since, ayan, required po sa mga may absent po na makagawa ng journal sa i-prepare nyo po bago mag-graduate. So, ayan, required po sa atin. And then next po, Agenda 3 sa placement program. So, ayan, ang ating contact person is si Sir Von Turla. So, meron po tayong form dyan sa ating mga may concern sa OJT or ayun nga, yung na-discuss kanina, no? So, pwede nyo yung i-reach out si Sir Von. And then, congrats po sa ating mga OJTs na natapos na. Ayan, so, next po. Okay, so agenda 4 sa ating mga graduating, no, yung ating mga requirements na kailangan. So, TOR or COG. Ayan po. Next po. Okay, so let's proceed sa ating kumustahan. So, since mga graduating po ang nandito, ang ating kumustahan na ito. So, una, kumusta po ang buong buwan na month of May? Ano, kumusta kayo? And then, ayan, what's something you are looking forward as you move on to the next chapter of your life? Since ayun, no? Since yung session natin is all about yung preparation for your career. So, magkakaroon tayo ng breakout rooms, 8. So, let's proceed na po sa ating kumustahan. And after, no, magkakaroon ng representative bawat room. Okay, thank you po. Ayan, let's wait for others po. Ayan, nandiyan na ba lahat? Ayan, so since meron po tayong breakout rooms na 8, so let's start po sa ating room number 1. Ayan, isang representative po from graduating scholars. Kung nandito na ang room number 1, you can start na po.
Hello. Hi, Ma'am Jen. Hello po.
Hi!
Hi. So, sa may, sa may breakout room man. So, yung iba po is full-time nagre-review, kakatapos lang sa OJT, busy sa SK Works, and then nasa thesis. So, ang nilolook forward nila sa mga sarili nila is, ayun, magkaroon ng maraming time sa sarili and magkaroon ng stable job for themselves and their family. And also, naglo-looking forward din sila na makapasa sa licensure exam and um, makabili ng mga want nila because nung student daw sila is nagtitipid sila and not only na magkaroon ng pera, also mag-gain experience in different field like accounting. So ayun, gusto din nila na ayun makapasa sa board exam, magkaroon ng sariling family, and also improve themselves and mag-gain talaga po ng experience and sa mga opportunities po na ibibigay din ng suhay is really looking forward po sila doon. Yan lang po, Ma'am Jen. Thank you po.
Alright, thank you, Danny. Thank you for sharing sa room number 1. Okay, next room po tayo, room number 2. Yan, no? So, yung iba nag-review, yung
Siguro
iba
po
gusto
ako na lang po
mag-homework.
muna
Ayan
sa
na. So, si
next
Jane
room
Del.
po, sa room 2 po, ma'am. So, sa group po namin as we near graduation po, many of us are filled po daw with excitement and fear po. So, most of us are excited po to have a job to save up and makahelp na daw po agad sa family while others daw po are planning to take board exam po. So, and others naman daw po is magti-take daw muna ng pause and rest before they go on their next journey po at sumabak po sa real world pressure. So, hoping po na all of us graduating scholars be successful po on our next path and hoping po na all of us finds our happiness po despite challenges and pressures po being graduates and future employed peeps. So, mag-start pa lang po tayo sa totoong buhay and good luck po and padayon.
Exactly, padayon, mga graduating scholars. So, thank you, Jane Del, for sharing. Salamat sa mga insights ninyo. Ayan, grabe na siya. Okay, next room. Ayan na si Pam, nagpaparamdam na siya. Sumasukses na ba? Okay. Sa next room tayo, room number 3. Sino ang ating representative? Room number 3, kumusta po kayo? Kumusta ang room number 3? So, if wala pa yung room number 3, baka nagkakahiyaan pa sila. Yung room number 4 next.
Hello po, good evening po.
Hello.
So, good evening po. I am Christine Pagolong, representative po ng Room 4. So, summary po, majority po na pressure, syempre kinakabahan at nag-overthink, lalo na po sa mga merong board exams, pero excited na din po. Ang daming what ifs and questions, what happened next, pero overall po, we are excited to move sa next chapter ng life namin. And yes, we're looking forward to finally applying everything we've learned in the real world and grow professionally. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. Room number 4. O, yung number 3, yung kanina. Meron na ba? Ayun, meron na. Room number 3. Kumusta ang ating mga graduating sa room number 3? Nasaan ka na, room number 3? Sino po yung ating representative sa room number 3? So, kumusta? Kumusta kayo?
Siguro po
Pagkigalaw ang
dahil
baso?
sa room number 5.
Okay, sige oh. Okay, sa room number 5. Wala na bang representative?
Hello, good evening po. Ako na lang po siguro sa group 5 po. Ayan, I'm Eliza po, BS Psychology. Yung sa amin naman po, ay yung pinakauna pong nilook forward po is yung graduation. And yung sa iba po is yung makahanap po ng work na may enjoy at ma-apply po nila yung mga natutunan po nila during OJT po. Yung iba din po sa amin is yung nag-review na po para sa board. And ayun po, nilook forward po nila na makapasa po sila at ayun, nakakapasa po yan for sure. Ayun lang po. Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And then room number 6. Ayan, medyo lang kasi yung time. Baka yung iba nasa work pa or school or nasa biyahe. Now, room number 6.
Good evening po. Ako na lang po siguro sa room 6 po. Naririnig po ba ako?
Yes po.
Good evening po. I'm Jeremy Kirante po, BS Midwifery po, fourth year student. So, doon naman po sa room 6, yung pinaka nilolook forward po nila is yung graduation din po and board exam po na ayun, pinag-pray din po nila na sana makapasa. Then yung month ng May nila po is okay naman po lahat. Sa akin lang yung medyo mabigat dahil nagwo-work po kasi ako. So, ayun lang po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much. And then the next room po. Room 7.
Hello, good evening po. I'm
Hello?
Avril Macalino po. Hi, ma'am. So, for breakout room number 7, so how was our May? For May po kasi meron kaming OJT, so that's the last month of our OJT po. And then, doon din kami nag-ayos ng aming OJT final requirement, which is yung portfolio na medyo mahaba-haba at makapal. And then, sa accountancy students po, like Ate Pam and I, mga pasado po sa enhancement, kung pasado man yung tawag doon. Pero yun po, doon po namin nakuha yung news na medyo gagraduate po kami. Tapos, sa iba naman po, tapos na daw po sila sa kanilang mga hospital duties or kaya sa final defense sila, sa mga thesis po. Tapos pasado sa SESE, so marami daw po nangyari sa kanilang May. Excuse me? Ayun, so for the final question, what's something you're looking forward as you move on to the next chapter of your life? So for breakout room number 7 po, hindi pa daw po nagsisink in mostly sa amin yung part na hala tapos na pala kaming mag-aral. Pero yun, kinongratulate po namin yung isa't isa kahit parang joke lang yung gagraduate na talaga kami sa August. And then, looking forward daw po na maghanap ng mga jobs or opportunities. Pero meron pong iba sa amin na mag-wait muna ng graduation before mga mag-apply para lang tapos na talaga lahat ng mga kailangan gawin. And then, nakatulong din daw po, of course, yung screening with Sir Von and yung lesson ni Sir Toffer kanina talaga para ma-ready kami or at least makita namin kung ano talaga yung totoong mangyayari after graduation. Mostly po sa amin ay mag-iipon for board exams kasi medyo mahal po yung expenses for review. Pero may iba naman po na magti-take ng mga board exams nila, pero meron din daw pong mag-prepare for the civil service exams that's coming on August po. Yun, so may mga nag-i-internship, pero mostly po kasi is looking forward talaga sa mga jobs or opportunities na in-applyan or a-applyan pa lang nila after graduation. So for breakout room number 7, we are praying for confidence po to tackle this new and medyo unknown step in our lives, and we hope na sana lahat kami makuha yung buhay na hinahangad namin para sa aming mga pamilya at of course para sa aming mga sarili po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, room number 7. And the last group, room 8.
Good evening, everyone. For breakup room number 8 po, honestly, ang daming bagay po na nakaka-excite and at the same time nakakaba para sa amin. Some of us are looking forward po sa more growth, whether sa career or through higher education po. May mga naka-line up na pong goals, ganyan, like getting to grad school. Tapos, kasama rin po, marami din po yung magte-take ng board exam. So, halos lahat, talaga tayong lahat, ang wish natin ay makapasa. Pati yung sa batch natin na 100% passing rate. And even better kung may magkaroon ng top notchers. Ganun. Yung iba naman po, already starting to look for a work na po. Tapos yung iba may work na, tapos napapractice na yung profession nila, which is really inspiring. Tapos meron po doon, nagkaroon sila ng thesis revision, pero okay naman na din, for approval na lang daw po. Kaya konting push na lang matatapos na rin po yun. Overall, kahit iba-iba po tayo ng path, ganun. Pare-parehas tayong excited for this next chapter po ng ating life. Kaya po natin yan.
Okay, thank you so much. So, last two groups, group 9.
Good evening po. For room number 9 naman po, mostly po nasa pauwi pa lang po from OJT kaya hindi po mga nakapag-open ng mic pero nag-share naman po sila. And lahat po kami ay nilook forward yung graduation. And then after the graduation naman po, dun naman po plano naman pong maghanap ng work. Yun lang po sa group namin. Thank you po.
Okay, and last group, group 10. Kumusta po ang group 10? Yung room number 10. Okay, room number 10. Kumusta kayo mga graduating? Nasaan ang mga room 10? Meron pa ba? Okay, so kung ayan, baka meron. Ayan, wala na. Okay, sige, let's proceed na kasi oras na. Okay, so ayan, so una sa lahat, guys, congrats sa inyo. So palakpakan naman natin yung ano nyo, sarili ninyo. No? So, marami yung mga tapos sa OJT, ayan. Actually, nakikita ko sa mga ano nyo, sa mga posting. Kahit hindi ko kayo friends, dahil siguro yung iba na-PPM ako, ganyan, nakikita ko din. So, sobrang, kumbaga, sulit at yung lahat ng sacrifices ninyo, no, hindi sayang. Okay, so, congrats sa inyo, no? Kahit hindi nyo pa graduation, no, deserve nyo yung ano, deserve nyo mag-samji. Deserve nyo ang ano, um, ang reward, no? So, ayan, congrats po sa ating mga natapos na din ng OJTs, no? Yung mga OJT po sa Makati, ayan, or yung mga nag-OJT po sa ibang companies, no? Congratulations sa inyo. And then, congrats din sa ating mga working students, no? If may mga working students tayong scholars. So, sobrang maraming kumbaga proud sa inyo, no? Kasi napagsasabi niyo yung work niyo and school niyo. And then, ayun, so, sabi nga dun sa ano natin kanina, kumustahan, kumbaga ito na yung real world. So, I hope na, kasi magkaroon kayo ng courage, no, to step forward, no? Kasi it will help you more to grow and also mas makikilala niyo yung sarili niyo 'pag nasa outside na kayo. So, good luck. Good luck sa bawat isa and then, I hope yung journey niyo 'no, ma-enjoy niyo yung start, 'no? Yung, mahirap daw yung simula, pero yun yung magbi-build sa inyo kasi yun yung magiging foundation ninyo. Ayan, so thank you so much and before na tayo mag-end sa ating town hall, tayo muna ay photo documentation. So, open cam po tayo. Magkikita pa naman tayo. So, August pa yung ano nyo, graduation. So, ayan, open cam na po tayo. Ayan, para makapagpahinga na yung iba na nasa biyahe po or nasa work. Ayan. Ayan. So, ayan, picture taking.
Ayan, game. Okay, picture muna po tayo. Ayan, page 1. Okay. Ngiti lang po. Page 2. Huwag gagalaw. Page 3. Ayan, thank you po.
Ayan, thank you so much guys and I hope this session is very naging helpful sa inyo, no, sa discussion ni Sir Topper. God bless and good night everyone.
Thank you po, our social
Ma'am.
worker.
Thank you
Thank
po.
you.
Thank you po.
Thank
Good
you
night po.
everyone. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Ingat po eh.
Thank you po.
Po.
Boom, pali.
So, ingat din kayo.
Office pa kami.
Bye.